Move, quick. They're going to announce Classic Plus. Come on.
I know you Classic players out there must be curious where we're going next.
Here we go. This is it.
Let's be honest,
Classic Plus.
we know where we're going next.
Oh no. Doesn't matter. Surely there's going to be another announcement. They're not just going to leave us with that. There's no way they're just going to leave us with that. There's not a chance.
But we know. We spend some time on the internet, and we've heard some of you out there. You want something.
This is it.
We are so pleased to
Come
announce
on.
that we are bringing you the classic experience.
You what?
All new Fresh Realms with the WoW Classic 20th Anniversary Edition.
There's no way.
Happening soon.
How soon, Clay?
Actually soon.
What the
These are
fuck?
going live next week on November 21st, but you won't have to rush to
Where's the Classic Plus? We've got Classic.
As we
Before we've got Classic
and
Plus.
First raid Molten Core won't unlock for a few weeks after launch.
I'm not having this. I'm not having it. I am not having this.
PvP.
Oh my god, I can't believe it. Oh my fuck. I'm not having it. Hello? Can you believe that? We've got Classic before we've got Classic Plus. What a joke. I'm not doing it anymore. A multi-billion-dollar company and they're draining the life out of the community that's been playing this game for 20 years. They can't just keep releasing the same game over and over and expect us to be like, oh, well done, Blizzard, thanks. Lazy devs, that's what they are. Pushing out the same old shit. Give us something new. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to write a Reddit post because that'll show me how pathetic I am. I mean, how pathetic they are. I'm not having it anymore. And quite frankly, they can go and f themselves. So what class are you playing? Warrior. I've played World of Warcraft as long as I can remember, and I've always played the game the same way, with tons of add-ons that play the game for me. Alongside add-ons, I also use guides which build my character in the most optimal way, and even tell me what order to press my buttons in. This gives me a false sense of achievement, leaving me not truly understanding the game and playing the game on autopilot. I believe I enjoy the game the most when I'm clueless and oblivious to efficiency and optimization. So I've decided to play Classic Fresh with not a single add-on or any sort of guide. There are a few things I need to point out before we get started. I've decided to play a class I know nothing about. There were a few options and I was torn between Warrior and Rogue, and I very nearly picked Rogue. However, I decided as Warrior, as it's probably one of the harder classes to play in Classic, and it also allows me to tank and DPS, which should open up more content for me. I'll also be playing as Horde, as I've never leveled a Horde character outside of the starting areas. The reason I wanted to do this is because I won't be using any add-ons, and I won't have access to the popular add-on Questy, which means available quests do not show up on my map, meaning if I want to quest, I've got to go out and search for them, and I have no idea where any of the quest givers are on the Horde side. To spice things up a little, I've decided to give myself 3 lifelines where I can ask questions. One of them will be phone a friend, where I can speak to somebody on Discord. Another one is where I can ask somebody in game, say trade chat. And the last one will be 50-50. This means I can ask 2 of my friends the same question. One of them will tell me a lie, and one of them will tell me the truth. I'm hoping to save all of these to level 60, but with my game knowledge, I don't think it's going to happen. So it was time to create my warrior. I was originally going to go orc because of this racial, which increases my skill with axes, which I probably should have done, but in my opinion, they look so shit. Bruh. So I went with undead. My first 30 minutes of playing was filled with me realising how much quality of life add-ons actually bring. One thing that I'm going to miss really a lot about Questy is that I don't get the thing on the side, because I use that a lot just to glance over. This challenge is all Questy, not having Questy. That's what's going to make it so difficult. This is, again, another Questy thing I've only just realised is that the tooltip in the bottom right doesn't show you, like when you've got Questy enabled, it will say like 0 out of 12, and all you've got to do is hover over the mob to know that that's the mob that you need to kill. I'm going to need, level 2. I'm not sure what we get at level 2. One of the add-ons that I used to have was called What's Training, and it used to tell you like available skills that are ready to train. I have realised that we do get a little gold thing on the map to let us know where the quest turning is. Right, let's see what we can get at level 2. Right, Battle Shout. We'll get that. That increases our attack power. I'm pretty sure as well that battle shout is only 2 minutes in Classic, which is going to be so annoying because that is a buff that would usually have a weak aura to remind me when to put it on. I think finding mob spawns is going to be probably one of the worst things about using no add-ons. I don't think we realise how much we take it for granted, just being able to open the map, walk in a straight line to where you need to go, and then walk back. Whilst editing and listening to this sentence back, I realised how much of a game we actually lose wanting to play efficiently. Because of add-ons like Questy, we no longer explore the world, and Classic WoW is one of the best worlds ever made in a video game, and we trade that willingly just for efficiency. Another thing I've just realised is I've always used a nameplate add-on, which shows me the debuff duration, like it would show Rend there now and tell me how long I've got left on it. Oh no, this is the first casting mob that I've just had, and the nameplates also don't show the cast bar either. Ah, that is so annoying. Do they show up at the top left underneath the nameplate? It doesn't actually show up. Oh my god, I thought it did. Ah, that's gonna be fucking terrible. Also, I just noticed that I don't know how much things are selling for. Why isn't that in the game? I'm slowly starting to realise how much quality of life stuff isn't in the game, and it's crazy. Most of these issues wouldn't matter until later in the game, so I put them to one side for now. However, I was just about to realise how annoying it's going to be not having Questy, as it's now time we move into Brill. The first few quests were not that bad, as they all had me venturing west, and I could do them all in one trip, but that wasn't going to last forever. Once I picked up my new set of quests, I read through each quest, looking for directions, and when I say directions, they are the vaguest fucking directions you could ever be given. I started to notice that all quests said either north, east, south or west, with not much else to go on. I honestly felt like I needed a notepad. I spent around 10 minutes standing in town just trying to work out the directions of all the quests to do them in the most optimal route. What I should have done is just pick out a single quest, complete it, and work from there. Right. Oh god. Seeing all of these quests is giving me anxiety. Oh my god, there's more. There's so many. Vile fin scale. Murlocs. I feel like I need a fucking notepad. They're going to be here. They're not going to be there because that's not the sea. But I suppose they could be. Speak to Deathguard. Travel south, then east. Oh my god, there's so many fucking directions. Right, well that's east. We're facing north now, so that's east and it's that way. Right, go north. What about the Scarlet people? Right, this doesn't tell me where the Scarlet people are. Get to the mills. Follow the road west. Where's the mills? Where the fuck? It's just saying get to the mills. Where the fuck is the mills? Follow the road west. Right, so we've got one quest sending us north, one quest sending us west. Southwest of Brill. So we've got a quest sending us south, east. What I'm going to do is... What's the plan? The 10 to 15 minutes I spent trying to work out an optimal route completely went out of the window, and I was starting to feel lost, so I started aimlessly wandering when I saw something I remembered reading in the quest log. Right, so we're walking there. Hey up, I can see a windmill in the background. This has got to be it. Oh, never mind, there's a fucking windmill right there as well. There we go, Agamand Mills. A few seconds later, I got a whisper from a local businessman named Sneaky Steve, who wanted to sell me a sword, and it was much better than mine and I wanted it. And just like his name suggests, he sneaked up on me out of nowhere, like he had been standing in that spot waiting for someone to pass. Sneaky Steve initially went in with a high offer of 14 silver. Now, I've been on holiday way too many times with my dad and watched him haggle down desperate local businessmen trying to sell him cheap tat to accept the first offer, so I quickly responded with 9 silver, but Steve, the greedy shit, came back with 10. I nearly told him to F off, politely of course, just because I wanted to win this pointless irrelevant bartering match, but the loot whore inside me couldn't shake off that sweet green text, and I accepted. That is a beautiful sword, it looked wank. With my new sword in hand, I made quick work of the mobs at Agamand Mills. One of the quests in this area had me killing the family members of the Agamands, which were all conveniently positioned near windmills. I also had another quest that wanted me to kill Devlin Agamand, who I assumed would also be standing near a windmill. So I ventured to the windmill that was furthest north, and I found a crypt. With this being a separate quest than the other quest that wanted me to kill the family members, I thought Devlin would be at the bottom of the crypt, so I tried fighting my way down to the bottom. and died. Blame the class, not the player. I quickly ran back and fought my way to the bottom again, only to find out that Devlin was not at the bottom of the crypt. So I did the most big brain 5-head 250 IQ thing ever and read the quest log, which told me exactly where to find Devlin. Fuck, he's not even in here. With my head in my hands, I walked out of the crypt and walked where the quest log said I would find him, but he wasn't there. So I read the quest again, and it did say that he could be heard near this location. So I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought maybe if I turn my volume up to max, I could probably hear him. So with my volume pumped up to max making my ears bleed, I wandered around and carefully listened to see if I could hear him. And I did find him, although it had nothing to do with me hearing him, as he made absolutely zero noise until he was attacked. You can't even hear him. You can't hear him. They lied to us. Feeling like a bit of a dick, which is nothing new by the way, I had one quest left to do on this side of the map. So I went west, hoping to find Murlocs, and thank the Lord they were at the first place that I checked. I then Hearthstoned back to Brill, turned in my quest, and then asked in general chat if anyone could make me some linen bags, as I had accumulated a nice stack of linen cloth. But then, as the bags was traded over, it dawned on me that the most frustrating thing that an add-on solves in this game, and I'm not going to be able to use it, and that is Bagnon. I have never played this game without this add-on, and anybody who does is mentally deranged. With this bombshell, I called it a night and logged off. I then returned the next day ready to finish the rest of the quest in Brill. I didn't have many quests left, so I didn't think it would take me that long. The majority of the quest consisted of killing the Scarlet Crusade. The first one led me south, where I formed a party with some random adventurers and quickly completed the quest. I then went back to town to turn in my quest, as this quest was about to give me a level. A very important level, level 10. A level that I'm usually excited for, as I unlock my talent points, and this is where I would usually open up my internet browser, do a quick search for the best build and everything would be good. But I can't do that of course because I'm not using guides. I was feeling really apprehensive about spending my first point, and any points in the future for that matter. I don't mind getting it wrong, I just don't want to do it too many times, as respecing in Classic costs gold, and I really want to be able to afford my first mount when I'm 40. Talents have been something I've been thinking about whilst leveling, and I had decided to go arms, as I do normally see low level warriors with two-handed weapons. There were three choices: improved rend, improved heroic strike, and parry. I chose to go improved rend, as it eventually leads into deep wounds. Also, rend was just feeling really good at the low levels, but I'm still unsure about parry. If I was just planning on being DPS, I of course wouldn't take it. However, I do want to tank at some point, but I did what I do with all important decisions. Pushed it to the back of my mind to deal with it when it matters. With level 10, I also picked up my new class quest, which wanted me to kill Ulag the Cleaver, who was apparently near a mausoleum just north of the quest giver. Doesn't sound too complicated. The only problem was, I had no fucking idea what a mausoleum looked like. The only time I've ever heard and said the word mausoleum is in the Fall Out Boy song, Sugar We're Going Down. What the fuck has that got to do with anything? The fact I didn't know what it was a bit of a problem. However, the quest said it was north, and I had to go north anyway to go back to the crypt where I died earlier on, because I actually had a quest there now, and this time I didn't die, because I grouped up and got carried by two other people. With that quest out of the way, I realised I never saw a mausoleum on the way to the crypt, not that I know what I'm looking for, so I decided to go east, as I had to kill some more Scarlet Crusade members. And east was the only part of the map that I hadn't discovered yet. My plan was to go east and as far north as possible to see if I could find a mausoleum. I didn't find it. However, I did find the Scarlet Crusade, and there was a long path filled with them with a watchtower at the end, and I had a quest to kill Captain Vachon. So I slowly made my way up the path, clearing out every Scarlet Crusade member I saw, until I reached the watchtower, and there he was. Right, so it's this guy that we need. Captain Vachon. No, that's not Captain Vachon. I slapped the bitch up anyway out of sheer anger. I then decided to walk south to discover the last piece of the map, hoping to find this mausoleum, and I stumbled across another watchtower, and there he was, Captain Vachon, and I impaled him with my very sharp, shit-looking wooden sword. I nearly died. I then went back to town and picked up another quest, to kill the guy in the northern watchtower I had just been to, so I travelled back over the mountains, across the lake, fought my way back through the Scarlet Crusade members, and killed him for a second time. With the map fully discovered and no mausoleum to be found, I head back to town to turn in my quest and gather my thoughts. I revisited the quest giver that wanted me to find this mausoleum where Ulag the Cleaver was. I read the quest log again, and it did say it was north of the quest giver. So I walked directly north. I then turned to the right and saw an odd looking scary building, and as I got closer, I noticed the doors could be opened. I was sure Ulag the Cleaver was going to be behind them.
Who the fuck is texting me?
So I opened them, but the bitch wasn't there. I just thought it was pretty cool that the doors could be open and you could hide behind them. I then went back to doing what I started, walking directly north from the quest giver until I couldn't walk north anymore, and I never came across it. Just as I was about to give up, my wife spoke some words of wisdom.
What is it?
And asked me what the quest actually says, so I read the quest. Again,
Activate the Skull Storm trigger. Oh my god. This now I'm not. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm gonna be in the graveyard. It's gonna be exactly where I was.
So I walked back to the graveyard, which was, you guessed it, right next to the quest giver. I clicked this little thing on the ground, the doors did this little cool animation, it was actually really cool, and Ulag spawned behind them. I then finished up some more small, easy quests that took me to Undercity and back. In total, and I'm not proud of this, to finish the quests in the starting area and Brill, it took me around 6 hours. I don't want to talk about it. If I've learnt one thing, it's to read the fucking quest log. In the next video, we will be heading to Silver Pine Forest. But that's it for now. See you in the next one.